Generic greetings and welcome to Computer Tycoon. If the title hadn't given it away, this is a tycoon game. You found a computer company in the early 1970s and then are tasked with researching and building different pieces of technology in order to then manufacture a full computer, send it to market and hopefully make some money, which will allow you to then expand into other territories and countries and then go up against different computer companies and then increase your manufacturing facilities and research options, and you get the idea. It's about computers. I've played about an hour and a half of this thing, so certainly first impressions, not a review, and also this is early access version 0.9.1.13, which sounds like an IP number, but it's not. It's the early access build. So either way, it isn't finished. There's going to be rough edges and things like that, and things to be changed as the game progresses on. I'm going to show you a bit of the game, and you can decide whether it's something for yourself or not. Let's go to new game, and we need to create our persona and company. So we can see we're a sort of Steve Jobs type character. So we'll go for Steve Genericson. Why not? You can actually change your portrait as well. You can change it to whoever these people are. I have a passing interest in this sort of thing, so there's some trivia and stuff that I'm aware of, but I can't say I'm an expert at, well, anything, but especially this sort of thing. Anyway, so our company name will be Generisoft? No, Genericomp. That makes sense. And, why don't we go for something topical? A generic comp. Because I'm pretty sure the reason Acorn Computers was called Acorn is because it came before Apple in the phone book. I've heard that trivia somewhere. I don't know if it's absolute garbage, but, you know, it sounds cool anyway. So difficulty is normal. We can't change the random events or world because of, well, reasons, so we'll just start game and see what happens. What it'll do is it'll randomly determine the country's requirements and such, and then we'll get right on into her. So, hi, this is the random mode where all of the current post-Soviet, post-Yugoslav and Czechoslovakia, etc. countries exist in the 70s. So, yeah, cool. A quick rundown of the UI. Obviously, center is your main playfield. At this point, it's just a big map. On the top, we have our time control options, current date, which is the 1st of the 1st, 1974. It shows us our population in the market area, currently 0 because we haven't got an area selected yet. Our money, which is currently 7.5 million. This is Computer Tycoon dollar. We're going to call it generic credits because that's what it is. Our demanded production power and actual production power, so supply and demand. Your research points, your logistic points, which determines how many countries you can start in, or have your mark, basically where you can sell stuff in, and then map control and stuff, so changing wealth and blah blah blah. I don't really use these at all until sort of later on during the game, and then there's options at the bottom for world map, statistics, marketing, sites, etc., which we'll see later on. So and the game recommends you start in a country which has either an average or poor wealth. Now, that is randomly determined as far as I can tell. So the United Kingdom currently is wealth rich, and it also has a certain preference. Now, that I've seen that as average and stuff, so it does change. So we could start in France or Spain, things like that. So, and they all have different requirements. So Spain, for example, Spain has. What's that? Oh, I don't like this. This is the pie chart to show you what the preferences are, but you have to click that to see it. Why can't you just mouse over that and it'll tell you? Anyway, this is ease of use. So Spain really wants an ease of use machine, followed by features. Okay, fine, but it doesn't really care too much about quality. You can see quality is really not on that list at all. So what we're going to do, we're going to found our company in Spain. There we go, and it costs us 1,600. 1.6 million generic units of currency. By the way, if you want to start in the States, then you're pretty much out of luck because it costs you, at this point, 87 million. I don't like that. I like the idea of you being able to start anywhere, and maybe if the competition's more fierce in, say, the States or whatever, then that's fine, but, and it's also classed as wealth poor. Since when was this? Since when was it? Well, the Great Depression. When was that? I don't think it was that. Nah. Either way, I don't get that. I would like to start anywhere you want. It also requires logistic slots of 4. So yeah, you can't start off in America, even though a lot of this stuff did. But anyway, so we're in Spain. We could go for Portugal, but you can see that actually the requirements are different. So the computer we make for Spain is probably not going to sell very well in Portugal. So we'll have to see elsewhere. It looks like Morocco though will probably be a good fit. Oh, in fact, actually, looks like, yeah, Morocco will probably be a good fit, but it is going to cost 2 million to do that. So I will hold off for the time being. Let's just found our company there. So we say this is where we're going to have an industrial site. So we'll say yes. And we can build things like the laboratory and factories, stuff like that. We're not going to do any of that for the time being. What we need to do is make our computer. So back to world map, and then we have to just check spin. So remember, we're looking for a computer which has got ease of use and features. So let's make a brand new computer. So these are all the computers we currently got. Obviously none, so we'll go to new computer, and it's going to be a home computer. As you progress on, I'm assuming you get different ones, such as like advanced computers for like research tasks and business things like that. But yeah, as I said, first impressions, I've only played an hour and a half. I've only seen this one. That computer is the... Ooh, is that the Altair? It doesn't have a monitor or anything like that. It's literally blinking lights. It is a... It's one of those things you would see in the background of a movie set and think, ah, that isn't real. Nah, it is. Anyway, so this is our home computer layout. We can rename it, so we're going to call it the Generi Brick, because that's pretty much what it is, and we'll call it version 1 because we're assuming we're going to make a version 2 at some point. And we have to do a certain amount of things on here to make it a workable computer. So anything in a red box, it just shows you that you need it. You need that in order for this computer to function. The lines show you what it feeds into. So the memory, the GPU, the memory, the CPU, the GPU, and the input all feed into performance, as well does storage. And then storage, power supply, mobile feeds into quality, same as features, and then things like that. And then display gives you prestige, and operating system gives you some ease of use. So we definitely need, in this case, that's changed. Oh, it's because we're probably not mousing over Spain. That's annoying. Right, so we need, remember, we're looking for ease of use followed by features. So ease of use, we need a good operating system, or we need a operating system. So we're going to click on that, and it's going to say hardware for a start. Okay, and then we'll say new, and what we have to do is select our OS. So we'll say OS, and then we've only got one option, which is the opticode system. And the features are minus 50% and minus 26% compared to the current industry standard. And you can slightly alter these by saying, look, we want more ease of use and then more features. And we're going to do that because obviously we are looking for ease of use and features, but it's changed again because it's, well, it just has. Spain, thank you. There we go. So that's what we want. So yeah, it is ease of use and features, and then it'll say the overall manufacturing price and cost. We'll just say create that, and then there we go. We've created this OS, which is OS #001, and we'll say add to the computer. So we now have an operating system. We will continue on with the power supply, so we want to say new, and then power supply, and we've got AC DC converter, alkaline batteries, passive cooling, or power adapter. I'll say well, it's going to have to be an AC-DC converter, I'm guessing, but if I click power adapter, do I get the option for batteries? No, I don't. And actually clicking on that, all it's done is remove it from the list, and it's not altered any of this at all. Okay, we'll just say AC-DC converter and passive cooling, which, as you can see, the quality is not great. And, right, fine, I guess, again, double checking. Spin. I'm going to zoom right in, so we're not actually mousing over different countries when we're clicking. So, yeah, they don't really care about the quality, so actually I could just say reduce it right down, make it cheaper. They don't care about that. I mean, it might explode in a ball of fire just from looking at it, but you know what? They don't want that. Well, they're not requesting it be good quality. And I don't know if there's random events for you burning people's houses down. And then we'll say add to computer. So we've now got power supply and the operating system. Motherboard, same thing. We will say new, and then motherboard, and we'll have to have, well, it's got things like the DIN connector, which is the, it would be nice to get, I'm mousing over that and says select desired text. Well, I don't know what a DIN connector is. I'm guessing it's the slots on it, but it would be nice to tell me a little bit of history about it and what it is. That'd be quite a nice thing. Passive cooling, which obviously increases the quality, but quite honestly, don't really care too much about that. The PROM, which is the features, and we are trying to go for features, and the VLSI, which apparently all it does is make it cheaper, so we're definitely going to go with that. We're going to increase the features like that, and then create it, and then we'll say add to computer. Another minor niggle, add to computer is there, rather than new's there. I would assume it would be archive new and then the bottom right button to go to the, like, to say okay, done, but no, it's the middle one. So memory, same thing, we'll go to new and then memory. We've only got the dip memory. We will say, oh, do we really increase, do we care about the speed? Well, we could go with Oh, passive cooling, which increases the performance. That's good. And the VLSI, so we'll create that. Again, we can rename it, but we're not going to bother. Add to the computer. And then finally, the last thing we need is a CPU, which will be the... will it be the Zilog Z80? No, it won't be. That's far too advanced for this time period. It'll be the 8080, something like that. So we'll say add... No. That's what I'm saying there. It's add to computer. No, it's new. And then CPU, it'll be the 4040. I guess the 8080 is something we can research. So there we go. We'll say passive cooling, which increases performance, VLSI. We could knock up the performance, which is something we do want to do, and obviously that's increasing the manufacturing cost, but that's fine with us. And then we'll say add to the computer, and that is technically it, I believe. We can create a prototype and crack on with that. So what else do we want? The running features. So can we have anything to do with input? I don't think we can. Let's go add to computer. New, and no input device. We don't have any input device research whatsoever. So we will go for GPU, again, same thing. Accessories, we can give it a printer, which gives us extra features, so we might as well bundle that with it. We don't have... Oh, we do have a display. We do have a display, but it is simply these blinking indicator lights, which we will say extra features, and then create that, and then add to the computer. We have not got storage, which will feed into performance and quality. We're only looking for ease of use, features, and performance. So maybe that's something we could do. It's going to start to get very expensive though, and the country's poor. So I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to leave that for now. So it asks you to either save the design, create a prototype, or you can just market it. I'm going to create the prototype.
The new computer model went
and
into the testing
what they're going to do is make a couple, test it, find the bugs, and then polish it up, which I'm assuming helps you in the final market value. I don't know, but you know, because why not? Why doesn't tell me? Because well, all these little question marks. Some of them, well, that one doesn't show anything. That one does. But yeah, it's. Oh, by the way, the final objective is to get to 2034. Or become an immortal by reaching technology singularity and upgrading your mind to a network. Fine. Yeah, you have to have a goal. So yeah, that will do us for now. So that is going to crack on, and we'll test that out. So we'll just close all out. We don't need to know that anymore. But what we do need to do is go over and make sure that we have a... We need first a factory in order to manufacture this stuff. Or we'll go for, we'll have a laboratory as well, which gives us some research options. So we'll unpause it, and then what will happen, you'll see this slowly gets built. There you go. Cool. Right. That's the wrong one. Go over to here, and then over to our computer, select that one, edit, and you can see it is now testing. You can't, if you go to edit, it would be nice to be able to save templates of computers, and then like add different versions onto it, but as far as I can tell, you can't do that, because save design now, you can't save the design. Once you've created the prototype or market it, that's it. You can't then go back in it and change it. Well, at least I can't see a way to do that. So I'm going to max speed this out and wait for that to be finished. You can see the prestige going up by because we are actually testing it. So yeah, it looks like testing it does actually increase the prestige and things like that, and I'm assuming the quality goes up. No, it doesn't seem to be going up. A building upgrade has been completed. So let's look at our research options. So, because we have now got research, we can get research tasks. We've got a research facility, so we can get research tasks in order to do different things. So, again, each item you want to research, or these things here, these list all of the stuff we've currently researched. Don't know why it's shown in the research tab if we've already got it. Maybe for, you know, maybe for comparison's sake, but it doesn't really need to be here. Either way, we want to get things to do with... That's Morocco selected. We need to go back to there. So, Spain. We want, just to confirm again, ease of use, features, and performance. Right? That's what we're looking for. So, I want to get ease of use, so we'll say new. Hang on, not add. So the 8080, there's the 8080, I did mention that earlier. That gives you, it gives you that there, which is 6 kinds of property. No, that'll be performance maybe. Doesn't tell me. That's prestige, that's features, that's quality. That's ease of use. I'm guessing that's yeah, performance, and that'll be, don't know, because the tilted doesn't work. Nice. Anyway, so we want ease of use first. So that'll be, well, you've got a CLI, which is a command line interface. Follow the white rabbit, knock knock Neo. Ooh, references. And we've also got a keyboard. I'll tell you what, let's add a keyboard, and we will add a CLI, and then we'll let it crack on. So that'll start researching those, and once you've got that, you can then add it to your computers or your next computers. So that's good. Go back to computers, speaking of that, and we'll just check to make sure it is still being tested. Yes, that's fine. It is going up there. Once it's got to 30, I don't know why it goes to 30. You'd think it'd be like a percentage, but once it's gone up there, we'll then be able to ship this. So it is now testing.
Computer model is polished.
So it's polished, and let's send it out to market. So I will select our price. The recommended price is 2144. So I'm going to say 2,100 and actually, should we just go for 2,099 and be very, very cheap? You don't have to, well, you don't, and even in fact can't put decimal points in, so just you put that in, then if you unpause it, it does go bleep, there you go, and shows you the right price. So that is about right, and we will market it. So there we go, that is our computer. It is now getting sold. We've sold 33 already. This is good. A slight bit of an issue here. You can see we've got 35 demanded production power, but we actually got 0 production. Don't know who's making these. Some weird thing from the Nether. So I will actually go to a factory and build a factory, which will then give us 10,000 max production, but that'll still be way off our required production. So let's just max that out and get this done. But you can upgrade to the next one, and you can see obviously it's slowly building up the factory and such. And once it's done, we might be able to upgrade it, but then it'll cost, because the price to get this one is 100,000. The next one is 45,000, and but it's also got some upgrade. You know what? I will actually upgrade that. I think it is worth it. I also might eventually upgrade my research facility. You've also got logistics. That increases your logistic points, which allows you to go into different countries. And you've also got recreation, which is the recreation in the office is just intermediary buildings, ones that you need in order to upgrade certain other buildings as well. So you get like a big complex going on, like that complex there. There we are. So how is our computer selling? Well, since we're on nearly 8 million, I'm guessing quite well. Yes, we've sold nearly 2,000 units. This is good. Excellent, excellent. So what I'm going to do, because there are similar requirements in do you want to go for we'll go in Morocco. We're going to buy that, so we're not buying the entire country. Do I not? Oh, did it cost 2 to get Spain? It did. It cost 2 to get Spain. Ah, my mistake. We can't go elsewhere. Anyway, so we're selling in Spain only. Well, because I had the similar sort of preference, I would go in there and I would start selling in there. You can see it says no opponent. So it says dominant country, no opponent, whereas this one says a generic comp. No opponent, no opponent, no opponent. We've got brutal data. Brutal data. Yeah, look at that. Big computers. They've got a lot of stuff around here. Yeah, a lot. Anyway, we're currently up to doing quite well, actually. What I'm going to do is, I think, go to our site, Spain, and I will get a logistics slot. And that'll give us... how many logistics will that give us? I'm guessing it'll give us 1 logistic point, but we'll see in a second once it pops up. Any second now. And click. 2. That's fine, yeah. And we're also going to upgrade my laboratory. I would recommend you take it slow if you're not making a lot of cash. It can be very, very punishing at times if you get it wrong and you start just hemorrhaging money. So computers, so far we've sold nearly 5,000 units. In fact, there is our 5,000 units sold. That's very, very good. In terms of research, we've just finished the keyboard, so this is good. We want also, in terms of features, we want features, anything there. So and there's an EEPROM. Unlike a PROM, this can be repeatedly reset to its unprogrammed state by exposure to strong ultraviolet light. A glass teletype. Don't have to waste paper anymore. You can read text from this wonderful glass teletype from now on. Right, screen then. An S100 bus, a BIOS. BIOS is quite good, which gives you a really nice features. Built-in speaker. Again, a lot of features, so we're going to add that, and we'll say built-in speaker as well. We could go for a sound chip, but you can see... Oh, actually, wait. Wait. No point in using a built-in speaker. Can we remove that? Nope, you can't remove it. Okay, I'm going to go for a sound chip then and then put it up. I was going to say, the sound chip is just better. It's got more features, more prestige, and more cogs. Yeah, so that's fine. So we might as well go for that. Obviously, the CLI is almost complete rated. We've currently got 18 grand. That's quite good. What I'm going to do is see if we can move into here, and we'll buy that.
You have researched a new technology.
Hopefully, good grief, we apparently really need a lot of manufacturing technology. Can we set up a base in Morocco? We can, although there's no real need for me to do that. I'm just going to go here and get ourselves another factory upgrade to level 2. Requirements, recreation level 3, so I'm going to have to upgrade our recreational facilities, so we'll have to get a GYM and a cafeteria and maybe even some toilets or something. Oh well, fine. We'll go for that. We've got over 20 mil, so we're fine there, but obviously we're really... Oh, it's a coffee shop. There you go, look. It is actually a nice little coffee shop there. And we'll upgrade their recreation. I said upgrade recreation. There we go. It's finally doing it. I don't know what this is going to be. Is this going to be a tea shop? Come on, what's it going to be? Oh, it is a gym. Yeah. I was just joking about the gym. I didn't think it would actually get there. But there you go. Factory, I don't know why it requires recreation level 3. It's a bit strange. Yes, I know I don't have enough manufacturing, but obviously you don't want to necessarily overdo it, because you could say max out your manufacturing and then realize that actually you've overdone it, and then your next computer bombs, and then, well, you're already many millions of generic credits in. We will upgrade our factory once more. There we go, and go back. And do we want to make another computer? We've researched a new computer technology. We're going to finish the sound chip, I think. And then what we'll probably do is, I think we'll go for the... What do I want to go for now? Graphical interface is nice. Features and ease of access, but it also is very, very expensive. What we'll do, we'll add that, and we'll increase that. Actually, we'll put the speaker in first. So we'll get the sound chip. Once the sound chip's done, we'll build a new computer, I think. That's probably going to be the next thing. And then it'll take a while, because obviously it takes 1,000 research points to get a graphical interface. Haven't yet got a monitor, I don't think, but hey-ho. Once it's researched this, we'll, like I say, build this new computer. Although we could probably start making it now, so let's go for that. So features, well, ease of use first, and then features, then performance. So computers, and like I say, it would be nice to, you can go back to edit, and can I alter this? Shall I try? If I pause that, can I say operating system, new, and then go for it's a CLI, and then say create, and then add to the computer. Has it altered that? Well, it's actually made it cheaper somehow. I don't know if that has actually altered this design or not, because I can't save the design. I certainly can't create a prototype, so don't really know. Either way, display. Do we have a new display? Oh, it's actually went back up there. Back to edit.
You have researched a new technology.
Yeah, it's definitely changed that. It has changed that. So we can just say, go back to that OS there, at the computer. Yeah, it is altering that one. We'll probably start a new computer. I would much prefer it to be where you make templates and then build the variations of it. So we've got a new home computer, and then obviously power supply. We've already got power supplies in here, so we will just say that one there. The motherboard, we'll go for that one there. Operating system, we'll go for that OS there. And we want to have a CPU. It's going to have the same CPU and same memory, in fact. But we also had a... Actually, no. It was on the motherboard, wasn't it? So we'll have to alter that motherboard. So we'll just say new motherboard. There you go. Sound chips on there. So you want a BIOS, DIN connectors, passive cooling, EEPROM, sound chip, VLSI, whatever, the lot, and then create that. There we go. And that's Oh, it's the same name. Oh, I thought it would change the name randomly, but apparently not. But it is created at a different time. So I will say add to computer. What I'll probably do... First start rename that one. There's that. What else did we research? It was... Blinking indicator lights, an ecosystem, DIN connector, passive cooling. Because you see, they're actually based on like... If you get passive cooling, it shows you the affected areas, so all the options for it. Printers in there. VLSI is the alkaline batteries is power supply. Sound chip is motherboard. Built-in speaker, motherboard. Yeah, we've got all that, right? That's fine. Right. Back to the computers, which we didn't save because you can't save it unless you've... Can we just edit it? Looks like this. It looks like it has actually saved our previous options, which is good, I guess. But I didn't realize it was going to do that. Okay, so storage. We don't have storage, so we'll say new. This is going to be our more premium model Winchester technology there. Performance will go up, and quality is fine. We'll create that. We'll add to the computer. We have not got a GPU at all, I don't think. So again, we'll go to new, and now there's no GPU whatsoever. So we'll say that's fine. Input, we will say, oh, we haven't got one either, so that's fine. Memory's done, that's there. Accessories, we're going to ship it with a keyboard and a printer. A display we have not got, I don't believe. New display. No, it's just going to have to be blinking indicator lights as well. We'll put the prestige up as well, because why not? And add to the computer. And so displays in, operating systems in, motherboard, power supply, storage. No GPU or inputs, apparently. Don't know how we're using this, but whatever. And then we will... we'll save the design, and let's just see if it's actually saved. Yes, it is actually saved there. That's fine. So we'll create the prototype once more. Currently up to 60 million. So we're doing quite well there. And then once this is made, we will then get it shipped out. I like the way you can alter the different sliders to affect it. I like all of the stuff you're putting in. It would just be nice to know a little bit more about some of the stuff. Like make it not a historical document or anything, but just a more of an information tool as well. Because it might be, well, I don't know who they're marketing this to. I have a very passing interest in this sort of thing. So I know some of what's here, but if someone wants to pick up a Tycoon game about computers, then you know it would be nice to know what is like the DIMMs, like what are some of the slots, like yeah.
Your new computer model is polished.
Because if you don't know, then you're going to look it up, or do you just not care? I don't know. Anyway, recommended price 2,449. There you go, and market it. Let's see how that goes. Speaking of marketing, you can do marketing. You say marketing, and oh no, I can't. I don't have a marketing department. Let me rectify that by going to the Spanish site, and we'll say marketing. Upgrade to level 1. We might as well upgrade the office as well, so we've got everything at level 1. Manufacturing capacity, apparently we're well under. We need a lot of manufacturing capacity, apparently. That's quite good. We will upgrade. Oh, I guess we can't upgrade our factory. No, you need recreation level 4, so we might as well upgrade that one there. Although we should now have a marketing department, and you get different options for marketing, so you'll get like TV, radio, things like that. But we've just got billboards for the time being. You select what computer you want to, well, the billboard or the generic brick V2. So you can call it generic advert if you want. There you go. You would think you would market a particular computer, but apparently not. And I will mark it its ease of use because we know that's what Spain wants, and you get a 1% boost. Doesn't seem much, but that's what it is. There we go. Close that. Job done. How is our new computer doing? Well, it won't be doing... Oh, we'll be doing something because we did send it out, and... Looks like the generic brick V1 is 41,000 units shipped, and generic brick is just past 6,000, so we are doing quite well there. Obviously, we are now encroaching on different people's territory. We've got different people's territory around here. You've got different companies, so they're doing very, very well. It looks like, is that? Let's close that, close that. Why can't I click on that? There we go, now I can click on it. Are they owned by the same thing? Yeah, it's all big Big's computers, and they're absolutely everywhere. Wow. They've got a lot of computers on the go. Either way, that is a little bit of Computer Tycoon. I don't know where to put this. I really don't. It's obviously not finished. It's got a lot of rough edges. A lot of rough edges. Going from the UI to just random bugs and stuff like that. I know, looking on the last week of updates, there has been an update either, if it's not every day, it's every other day. So that is being actively worked on. But yeah, it is what it is. The idea of starting a computer company really appeals to me, and especially in this time period, I like that you've got the two sides of one being it's a sort of historical thing where you can see what people did and what technology was around, but also you can then alter that by, you know, focusing on one side and researching what maybe focusing on something that perhaps other companies didn't, and that changes things. And you know what? There's a fair bit here. The execution, however, not entirely sold on. I think it's too clunky in a lot of places. To the building of computers, to the hardware, just the general UI. It's just not there. It's just not there. That being said, it is an early access. Hopefully these things will be improved, because I think there could be something to be. I think there's some fun to be had here. It's just at the time being, I don't know. It depends whether you can put up with a lot of the niggles and stuff. Either way, if you like what you see, links in the description, you can check it out yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.